What's going on, everyone? It's Evan and Megan.
And this is Two Up Travels. All right, so this is actually our third day of filming and our third attempt of making this intro video. As we jumped into creating content for this experience, we thought it would be pretty easy to make a video. And then we learned the other way. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. There's a lot of tiny little pieces and parts and
like turning your microphone on.
Hey, that's a thing.
Which we forgot to do yesterday for a good portion of the footage that we took.
Or making sure your microphone is in the correct spot, which we learned on the first day, as we didn't have our microphones in the right spot, and then the motorcycle was too loud. So our audio was crap. So here we are, day 3. And we will attempt to get it right this time. And so I think this is going to be the theme of the beginning part of our journey, is that we are just figuring it out and learning as we go, and that's okay. Evan and I have both traveled quite a bit in our lifetime, but we've never done travel like this before, so we're expecting some hiccups, some mess ups, and it should be fun overall. Good learning experience. Absolutely.
And one of the big things there being we've never done a trip like this, and the trip that we're going to be taking right now is going to be by motorcycle, going up to Alaska, Prudhoe Bay, and riding all the way down to Argentina, which is the Pan American Highway. And that's going to be quite the experience, and we do really want to do our best to take you along for all of the ins and outs, the nitty-gritty, and just everything that entails. So what you're about to see is the combination of the last 3 days of filming put into one video, where we kind of give you an idea of what the trip is going to be, answering some questions that we get quite frequently, and also just some footage of the Pacific Northwest, where we are from. We're both from Salem, Oregon. Let's just jump right into it.
So a question we get a lot on the trip is this trip safe? There are all these ideas and rumors of getting kidnapped by the cartel and taken away, but truth is they would pick me up and be like, wow, this girl's annoying, let's send her back. So that's what we're banking on.
We're banking on you being annoying?
Yeah. But the actual answer is that we have done a lot of research. We are taking all the precautions that we possibly can. So some of those would be only riding during the daytime, checking the road conditions before, talking to locals to make sure what areas are safe or not.
The very little Spanish that we know.
And yeah, just kind of taking it day by day. The luxury that we have on this trip is time. So we have the opportunity to be able to wait it out a couple days if we need to, figure out the best route possible. So that's kind of our plan there. One other thing we've also learned is that the world is safer than it seems. So like I said earlier, Evan and I have both traveled quite a bit in our lifetime, and I think you can find good people wherever you're at in the world. We both truly believe that, and we are looking forward to meeting some of those lovely people on this trip.
I will say this, coming into a trip like this, you have to recognize that there is just inherently things that can and will go wrong that you have no way of planning for. Even though I fully intend on keeping this motorcycle upright just about all of the time, it's a 500-pound bike with 2 people on it, geared down and everything, and we're going through some rough terrain sometimes. The chances of it going over are there, right? But we can't really be afraid of that. But we also, have to learn how to weigh out the risks and just recognize that, they're, like we were saying earlier, mistakes are going to be made, and we're going to learn from them, and we're going to move on. You got to learn to just roll with it.
What's life without a little bit of risk, you know?
And what would a video be without a little bit of Hercules? All right, so one of the first big questions that we get is around storage. You've got 2 people, and you're going 25 to 27,000 miles on a motorcycle. How are you holding all of that stuff? Ladies and gentlemen, my best friend Joseph St. Peter. Okay, right. Anyways, so storage. Let's talk about some storage things. First of all, our main mode of holding things, mostly clothes and just kind of like whatever, is
the duffel bag. 89 liters. Yes, I can fit in this fully, and it echoes if you yell in it.
So yeah, this is an 89-liter waterproof duffel bag by TourTech. Yes, show them. It's going to sit just like that.
A little bit better, a little bit more secured.
We also have these panniers. So one on each side, securely locked there. This is going to hold things like tools and probably electronics. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do that yet. And then finally, I've got a 20-liter tank bag by Gibby, which is going to sit there. Super common question number 2 before we get out on the road is, what kind of motorcycle are we going to be taking? And this is a 2016 Triumph Tiger 800 XRT. I purchased it with like 4,500 miles on it. So yeah, that's it. Pretty straightforward.
Now we ride.
Hello again. So, update. There's a stop sign. Hold on. That's important. And oranges. I do like oranges.
And mangoes.
Or mangoes. Whatever they are.
Watermelon?
Limes. We just naming fruits?
No, those are all the ones that are out there.
Oh. It's a beautiful Oregon day. It's Saturday. So we got the day off. And we're taking a ride out to Benedictine, which is a brewery here in the Willamette Valley. And Megan, it's a
One of the faves.
It's a monk brewery though, right?
Yeah, it's a monk, yeah, it's an abbey, and the monks brew. It's been around for years.
And the hop fields.
I love hop fields. Man, if I wasn't Megan Fields, my name might as well be Hop Fields. It's a brewery.
Oh, it's popping off. Because I'm a motorcycle, I park different and better than everybody else.
Because we are different and better than everyone else.
True.
More humble, too.
Also true.
The idea for this trip started over a year ago when one of my good friends, Ron, who's also going to be coming along for the Alaska, Canada, and part of the United States portion of this trip. And I was telling him about how this summer, the one that we're currently at, I wanted to ride up to Alaska and just kind of like tour around Alaska on the motorcycle and do some like proper adventure riding. He was like, hey man, have you ever considered doing the Pan American Highway? And I had heard of it before, but I never really considered doing the Pan American Highway. I started doing more research and talking to him about it, so he was actually super helpful. But yeah, that's how the trip started. That's how this whole thing kind of came to be. And then I met Megan literally at the same time that this trip was being started. But we didn't think that we were going to be together that long.
No, not at all.
At all.
He was talking about this, and I was like, cool, have fun with that. I'll follow along.
I'm like, sweet, I can ditch this crazy chick on this trip.
Oh, you can!
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for tuning in for our first video, and we hope to see you next time. Much love. Peace.